Here we are at Menchine Farm, visiting the biogas plant on this poultry farm, which is producing electricity for the grid, but also heat for local businesses and vehicle fuel to run their tractors. As many of us know, agriculture is undergoing radical change, not just because of recent events relating to energy prices, but because farmers are under pressure to reduce their emissions and reduce their impact on the environment. What we're doing here at Menchine is to try and demonstrate how farms can become energy hubs. Agriculture is undergoing radical change, not just in terms of the way that farms are managed, but also in terms of their reliance on fossil fuels. Farmers are being asked to adjust how they manage their farms and also to make better use of natural resources. They need to reduce their impact on the countryside, and one of the ways they can do that is by generating their own energy, but also moving away from fossil nutrients to natural nutrients, which can in itself help to improve their impact on the environment. What's happening on this farm is that we're seeing a transition in the way in which farmers handle resources in a more circular economy. We're looking at the climate impact of fossil fuels in terms of the farm using fossil fuel not only for its vehicles, but also its heating energy, but also many of the inputs that are used in agriculture are hydrocarbon dependent. Farmers, however, have a range of bioresidues that they can use to turn into energy, be it biomass, biogas, and in some instances farms are producing their own biofuels alongside other electricity generating capabilities such as wind and solar. We now also need to engage with the processors that actually turn farm products like milk, poultry meat, vegetables into the products that we see on retail shelves. And this entire supply chain is highly dependent on fossil fuels. By generating energy on farms, we're also able to replace fossil fuels in terms of the energy used on farms for production, but potentially also further up the supply chain. And also we have a situation where processors such as milk processors and other food processing sites could themselves be using their own bioresidues to generate their own biogas on site and ultimately contribute to the energy needed to run the factory or supply vehicle fuel for their trucks delivering the product. Stuart, could you just introduce yourself and Menchine Farm?
So I'm Stuart Cole from Menchine Farm, and we host no man's land biogas on this site. We're poultry producers predominantly, as well as a market garden and diversified into retail for a pub as well.
Excellent. Just quickly on the tractor, and then we'll go over to the other locations. So what made you take the decision to introduce biomethane tractors on the farm?
I think there was multiple reasons why we did that. It was a case of being able to control our own fuel supply, have control of costs, and in terms of our sustainability goals, it certainly ticked the box for us on that.
And now you've got them running here, how are they performing? I gather you might be about to get a third one.
They're great, yes. We initially had one, that one went well, so we increased to two. I think a third one could be on the cards, particularly at the moment with the volatility in fuel prices. It seems like it's been a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, given what's happened in the last few weeks, there are probably one or two farmers out there that wish they were in the same position as you.
Well, you know, it's still not the sort of the cheapest way of doing it perhaps, but at the moment it seems like it's a very cost-effective way of running farm machinery.
Excellent. So this Devon farm is showing us the potential for farm energy hubs, where farmers do more than produce the energy they need to help run the farm, but they start supplying energy in terms of power, heat, or even vehicle fuel, biomethane, to other businesses and even local communities, such as their nearby villages. In future, if more farms can replicate what's happening here at Menchine, we'll see that local communities and businesses are able to use energy generated from bioresidues on farms to replace fossil fuels. Developing more circular farming systems is a key part of the evolution of agriculture. This Devon farm is creating its own on-site energy, not only for its own use, but also to supply other businesses in the locality and run vehicles to do some of the farming operations. It's generating the energy it needs from poultry manure and other residues from the farm.